Oh, not on our list. 21 is Tony Sherman. He's a defenseman. Nikolai Young, an attackman, number 3. Number 9, Ryan Hadar. And again, that midfielder who's key on faceoffs for the Vikings of Portland State. And there's the handshake there. 4 is Sim George, a midi. 25, that is Seth Gale, another attackman. And number 13, also none on our list, but he's also an attackman, so it might actually be pretty easy to figure it out. They don't have many attackmen nor defensemen on their list. A lot of the guys listed as midfielders. So let's see what we got here as we get ready for the face-off. Again, Hadar down on the face-off here for Portland State. And he works against the Grizzlies' Max Reuter, and it's won by Montana. So they'll get the first face-off win of the day. And Montana with possession going from right to left. Now into the box, here's Davis. Kent Davis, one of the tri-captains, will get out of the box. Sends it over to the left side to Harry Bishop. Bishop now they'll work it around point behind. And now with it the top point scorer for Montana, that's Patrick Celso, number 51. Back up top, looking to work. Reuter on a dodge, works it right side. Sends it now, goal line extended, and then he'll get it back around to Celso, number 51. Chapman, the attackman. Now they'll get it back up top as Montana works it around. Look, a little bit of a circle look here. Now from the top, here comes the first shot of the game. It's wide as Davis cranks it up and fires it high in wide of the net, but Montana maintains possession. Just getting started here. First quarter, first possession really for both teams. Montana won the faceoff. Bishop dodges from the top, works it right, spins around to his left, comes in front, shoots and scores. Bishop unassisted gets Montana on the board. That's at the 13:44 mark here in the first quarter. So Montana will take the 1-0 lead. And just like that, the Grizz get started in a good way. And again, that face-off win, getting it done. Reuter down this time. He'll have a new opponent and wins this one straight up. Reuter looks ahead, feeds it into the box. Evans with it. Evans steps out, now looks to settle down in the box right side. Back up top, they'll feed it to Wade Jordan. Another mini line here for Montana. He returns it back up top to Evans. They look to work it now left side. Now point behind with it, and that was a low pass. Celso went down to one knee to try to get it, could not get there. And Portland State will get possession. 13-11 to go here, first quarter. The Grizz on the board first. They have the 1-0 lead. And they're going to come out and look to ride hard here. Not quite a 10-man ride, but they'll pressure the ball up top. All right, now back into the hands of the goalie. Korek spins around, lost the ball, but it rolls very nice and simply to Kiski. Kiski goes crossfield to Kevin Love, who feeds it downfield. That one a free ball, and Beaton will come out of the net to get it. He looks to send it upfield. It's at midfield, loose and running free. And this will roll out of bounds. Portland State gets possession. Lund decided that time just to let it go out and start fresh. He'll start with it far side. Portland State wearing the green, going from left to right. That's a possession loss, and Montana with the ground ball. In with it. He'll spin around and look to settle it down. That's Jordan. Now they'll get it back up top into the hands of Andrew Wenzel. Looks to dodge from the top of the box. Wenzel to his right. Sidearm shot, stopped in front. Loose ball, picked up behind the back. Shot in a goal. Montana. J.D. Chapman picking up the garbage and putting it in the can. They'll check the stick real quick. Yes, that's approved. I believe. Hold on here. They're checking sticks, and in fact, they'll get the measurement out here. They're going to take a look, and they've actually got a defenseman stick out as well. That's interesting. Usually on stick checks, you don't see them look at the defenseman's stick. But Chapman with the goal. And everything's all good. That goal will stand, and it's 2-0 Grizz. 11:56 to go here in the first quarter. Wenzel, by the way, may actually end up drawing an assist on that after firing the shot. Here's the face-off, and once again, actually this time it's Portland State winning for the first time. And across the midfield stripe now into the box area is Hadar. Excuse me. They'll work it now behind as Portland State on the offense here for the first time. It's George. Working goal line extended left, comes in front of the crease. He's turned away at the door. Good save that time by Beaton. Loose ball picked up by Montana momentarily, and that ground ball secured by Portland State. Excuse me, 2-0. Grizz on top here. 11:13 to go. Ball loose at midfield. That will get kicked around off the stick, rolls towards the far sideline. And I believe stepping out of bounds was Portland State with possession. One of the long stick guys that we don't have down here. So if it's not Ryan Kern and I call it Ryan Kern, my apologies. Montana possession. And they will start with it on the far side, outside the attack area. Taken in, though, by Shelso. He looks to work goal line extended right, lost the ball, whistle, and they'll call a ward against Shelso. That gives the ball back to Portland State. Now we are back to action here. Thank you for joining us on Lax TV. The Grizz and Portland State. Right here at Washington Grizzly Stadium. Not the normal place they play. Montana looking to take advantage of a turnover. Loose ball near the crease with the goalie out. Battle for the ground ball ensues. And it's won by Montana. Davis won it by himself against three guys. He has it behind right. Goes point behind now to Shelso. Shelso will give it up goal line extended left. They'll look to reset and Hayden with it. They'll fire it to the top of the box. Into the hands of Reuter. Gives it up now left side and stepping out. Actually, Reuter will get it back from Davis. We're working around far side Chapman. Shelso has it point behind. Grizz again with that 2-0 lead down to 9:42 and counting here first quarter. Davis from the top. Thought about the dodge move, looking to skip one in, but decided against that. Shelso has it point behind, or checked that. Heyman had a point behind that one, picked out of the air. Almost picked up twice there by Montana. Finally, well, I thought for a minute they were going to get a shot, not to be. Portland State instead gets the ground ball. One running free. Gives it up left side. State on the break. There's the shot fired high, and Portland State maintains possession thanks to some good hustle there. And it will be Portland State possession. 9:10 to go here, first quarter. Grizz lead at 2-0. So from behind, they'll look to work. Another spin move there, nothing going, at least at this point. Pass comes up high, nice catch there by a one-handed snag by Hadar. Look to work it around the box with Portland State. Seth Gale with it now. I'll give it back up as Portland State. I think they're going to open things up here and look to dodge. Lund has quite the pocket. Took a moment there and actually just was relaxing up top at the top of the box, just outside the box, and now looks to work it point behind as they feed it back in. There's a shot and a goal if it stands. And a flag is down. So they wipe out the goal. Let's see what they decide to call as they come to the sideline. One thing about this situation, we've been able to hear pretty good, and actually they will count the goal. So they wiped out the penalty, and the goal will stand. So that means the flag was against Montana. Portland State does get the goal. And that will make it a 2-1 game. Loose ball, another face-off win for Portland State. They have split that category today so far. By the way, that was Stephen Pierce on the goal for Portland State. He's their other face-off guy. Ball loose, trapped there, kicked away by the defender. Trying to be saved there by the Grizz. It'll go out of bounds. Good effort there by Jordan trying to keep it in. And a heady play, I believe that was number 12, Cody Dems. Getting a little creative there. Portland State possession. Up top. Once again, Lund has it. Lund looks to dodge. Working on a short stick. Lund moves around his man. Takes a shot and beaten a wall again. He'll make the save. That's his second of the game. Clearing pass attempt. Drop. Portland State gets it back. Clock to 7:14 and counting here in the first quarter of play. They'll feed it towards point, not there. It'll be picked up, or at least one thought he had it, now gets it back. Portland State being quite deliberate here. They can score some points. They've put up a lot of goals this year. They're 3-4 coming in. Montana looking good early. They're looking for their first W in their first home game this year. Looking to attack from the top. There's a quick pass in there that's picked off, and here come the Grizz. Looking to work it upfield, and it will get to an attackman. Chapman with it. They'll feed it over. They'll settle it down with Jordan. Jordan with the left-hand cradle now switches to the right, gives it back up top, and Montana will look to work through Evans. They'll get it around to the point behind now. Shelso, who has the most points in the team with 13 coming in. Now back up top, Evans. He'll work it back right side. That's Jordan. Back to Evans now on the right. Back to the top of the box, Bishop. Looks to dodge from the top. He wanted to do a bounce shot, but ended up hitting a Portland State defender instead. Ground ball for the Grizz. Evans looks to work dodge from the top of the box. Goes left. Nothing there. Feeds it in front. Shot taken just wide of the net. That shot coming from goal line extended left, and it's picked up by the Vikings. Portland State looking to clear. Loose ball, and somehow Corrick was able to come up with it. That pass looked like it was headed for trouble, but instead it ends up golden for the Vikings. Lund across. Gets it over right side. They'll look to go to work. That's Pierce with it. Pierce looking to dodge. Goal line extended right. He'll send it behind right instead. And Sim George will look to settle in. George works it from right to left. Now goes behind. And that one looked like it went off the top of the pocket there of Pierce, and it goes out of bounds. Montana possession. Down to 5.5 minutes to go here. First quarter. Grizz 2, Portland State 1. Looking to try to clear. In fact, all the way up to catch it is Shelso. Looking to dodge. Shelso across the midfield line. Now we'll look to get Montana into the offense. Into the hands of Davis, left side. He'll walk it into the box. He'll walk towards goal line extended. Take their time here. Montana looking to kill some clock. First quarter, 5 minutes to go. Sometimes you want to just slow the pace of the game down and look to attack. Taking dodge attempts is a way to do that, especially to spread the field and look to get wide and maybe create some openings as well. Bishop with it. He has it left side. Running the edge of the box, steps out. He'll fire it back up top, and they'll reset with Mills. Back to the top to Mills. Back over to Bishop, left side. Bishop looks to dodge. Face dodge, comes in front toward the net. Lost the ball. He was in the crease, got the ball back. Crease violation, moves it back to Portland State. So they'll look to work here. Wovo Vikings on this clear with 4:19 to go here first quarter. Grizz with that 2-1 lead. They'll try to pressure enough to force a mistake, but not that time. As quickly across as Garrett Stevens. He'll come in front. Stevens, a left-hand shot, and scores up top. Stevens ties it up at 2. 4:07 to go here in the opening quarter. Stevens, a solo clear, and just put it in the top of the net with the left hand. Aaron Leopold out for his first face-off for Portland State. And once again, he will go up against Max Reuter for Montana. Ball down, players down. Whistle blows, and we're underway with the resumption of action. Portland State almost had that face-off win. Montana will get possession in the win. So Montana has won 3 of the 5 face-offs so far here in the first quarter. Grizz look to get to the offense. Davis will step it out and make sure everybody's set up. Another substitution coming in. Low pass, good catch here by Shelsa. Had to bend his knees to go get that one. And now Montana looks like they got who they want out there. A wide open 2-3-1 look. From the top, Evans looks to face dodge. Left side, cranks it up, fires it wide. It'll be Montana possession as the Grizz had the only 2 players below the goal line in that occasion. Shelso from behind right. Looks to work point behind edge of the crease. Shelso looking, feeds off. Evans shoots, scores. Oh, that was a great shot. Evans caught it in traffic and just fired it in to the bottom right part of the goal. So they'll check the stick. Evans the goal, his first of the day. And Shelso gets into the scorebook as well with 3:18 remaining here in the opening quarter. Just love the fact that they grab a defenseman stick too and check it to make sure that it all meets specs. It's a requirement now for officials. You not only do you have to make sure that you're ready to go and run up and down the field, but you got to carry a tape measure with you. It's one thing they didn't do when I was last doing this back in 1999. They didn't quite have the tape measure. They actually had carried a stick with them that was wide. It had the width marked on there as far as the pockets go. Face off underway. Battle forward to the left of the midfield line, and we're going to have a loose ball infraction. They'll give it to Portland State, so they'll get the face-off win. Third win in 4 tries today for the main trigger guy, Hadar, for Portland State, who has it now. Hadar will take it towards the box right side. Top right, had it checked away at the last moment, and Portland State will lose possession. Good check there. A stick check by Scott Kruger of Montana. Getting the job done that time. 3:01 to go here in this opening quarter. Montana leads it 3-2 over Portland State. Portland State looking to get back to 500. Meanwhile, the Grizz looking to get in the win column. Ooh, nice over-the-head stick check that time. That'll get Portland State the ball. They'll look to run the fast break. Pass knocked down. Ground ball loose right side of the box. Still being battled over. And it will be won by Portland State. A spin move by George. He has it going extended right. Feeds it up top. Nothing there. Loose ball picked up by Lund. Lund has it left side. Looks to settle down. And now the get it into the hands of Hadar and have him settle things in a calm manner. At least they hope to be calm if you're Portland State. Closing on to the 2-minute mark. Here is 3, Portland State 2. George waiting, trying to be patient. One of the goal line extended with it. That was missed, but Portland State still with it as Lund able to save it. Now Hadar has it. They'll step into the box and step back out. They'll move it from right to left. Lund wanted to go towards point with that pass, decided not to. Hadar now has it right side, looks to dodge. Hadar to his left, spin move, works back right. Hadar still with it, can't get free as it's picked away. Boy, that was a whale of a stick check. Loose ball, though, right near the sideline. It's picked up once again by Hadar. He had that checked away nicely by Alex Cornell. A whistle, and Cornell is down. But timeout has been called by Portland State. So Portland State has called time here. It's 3-2. Montana leads it with 1:27 to go here in this first quarter. Once again, I think it might have been a situation where Cornell either landed on a foot and lost his breath, or had the handle just rocked just right just to do the same thing. Just having a hard time getting ready to get up and now being looked at by the trainer. So timeout, and they'll take a look, and it looks as if he's up. And Cornell is going to get looked at a little bit further, but off the field of play. It looks like a situation where it may very well be him just trying to catch his breath again. Portland State, of the 4 teams here this weekend, Portland State has a little bit more of a bench than Washington State does. Washington State, who the Grizz will play tomorrow, had only 6 players on the bench, which means you only have 3 guys you can sub out on the midfield line and 3 guys you can sub out and use as defensive middies if you want to go in that direction. So you have to be versatile. Portland State's in basically the same boat. So you got to wonder if attrition's going to start kicking in here. But lacrosse, it's a little bit different. If you're not in shape to play lacrosse, you're not going to last very long. They'll look to work it around here. Final minute plus of this first quarter. George has it, goal line extended right. They'll get it back up top to Hadar. And they'll work it now to the left side. Spin around by Gale. He'll get it now point behind into the hands of George. George looks to attack from there. Comes goal line extended right. Wants to feed it in the point. Can't find anybody there. Looks to work it around. Hadar wanted to skip it across to George from left to right. Could not. It goes out of bounds. And they're going to say it's Grizz ball. Or no. Check that. But they had given it to White. They did. 43 seconds to go here, first quarter. Portland State thought it was theirs. You know, the official down there said it was off green, white ball. And it doesn't matter because Portland State able to get a turnover. Loose ball at midfield, but once again, the long stick for Portland State. Tony Sherman able to come up with it. That one, a loose ball picked up. Here comes Montana with a late possibility. 22 seconds left. Whistle. A whistle and a timeout, I believe. Or is this an inadvertent whistle? No, timeout called. So Montana takes time with 21 seconds to go in the quarter. Rarely do you see a timeout called when you have an unsettled situation in your favor, unless they're saying that's the quarter, which it may very well be, because they've already pulled a stick out from each side, and that looks to be the case. So it looks like we have reached the end of the first. The scoreboard clock is not the official clock. The official clock is being kept on the field. So we'll see what we have here, and I think just with the usual stick check that happens at the quarter breaks, they will go ahead and just determine that we are at the quarter and get ready for quarter number 2. Or we won't. It's a timeout. We had heard timeout. With Montana having possession, it tells us that it was a timeout. 21 seconds left before we get to the end of the first quarter. Bishop, Chapman, and Evans with the goals so far today for the Grizz. And they'll have a chance to do it again. Evans has it up top, down to 16 seconds. Evans in the box. They'll look to swing it behind. Shelso gets it now behind right. The feed comes back up top, Bishop. They don't have much time left, down to the last 5 seconds. Quick shot, not there. And that will end the first quarter. So the time was right on the board. And Montana so far has been right enough. They lead it 3-2 over Portland State as we head to the end of the first quarter. Second quarter coming your way right after this as you are checking us out right here on Lax TV. Oh. Wake up.
Nice job. That was...
Really? Thank you for waking up.
Yeah. Let's get this done.
Getting ready for the second quarter here. First one in the books. Face-offs were even at 3. Weren't really a whole lot of save opportunities. Montana, if we were keeping track of shots, would probably have a slight edge there. And same as it ever was in the face-off. Hadar and Reuter to get ready to hook up. And away we go. Reuter trying to work it out to his left. Loose ball picked up, and Montana wins that face-off. So they've won 4 of 7. Bishop gets a point behind and now looking to settle in Shelso. Give it off, and Montana will look to set from the backside. Quick move in front here by Davis. Lost his footing, gets it back, takes a shot, it's wide. It'll be Montana ball. There's both Shelso back there as well as Chapman right around the neighborhood. For those of you who might be wondering how I know possession is going to happen for Montana on a shot, it's a little bit different. On a shot, the team that is closest to the ball gets possession. So like on a breakaway goal, if the goalie sees it go wide, he can get out of the net and get to the spot and get his team the ball. Up top, Evans, he'll crank it up, fire it wide. And once again, it will be Grizz possession. Shelso will start it from behind left. Works it point behind, spin move near the crease, comes goal line extended left, looking around, nothing there. They'll give it back up top, and the Grizz will reset. Mills with it. Sends it over to his right. Chapman now back to Mills. Grizz going from left to right here in the second quarter. Mills looks to dodge, had that turned away, a double team in fact. Mills looking for help, gets around everybody. Who needs help? I'll feed it in front for a goal. So much for help. Andrew Wenzel will stand in there just waiting. Well, I'll say this, Mills earned that assist. Wenzel from Mills at the 13:45 mark of the second quarter. Grizz 4, Portland State 2. Portland State has their, I was going to say their third different guy. It is their third different face-off guy. However, it's going to be another, I checked that. The ball's still loose, being battled over. And Montana, after a whole bunch of sticks touched it, wins the face-off again. Reuters having a pretty good day. Shelso up top. Feeds it off to the left side. Now Montana looks to work the offense. Shelso wants it. Instead, it's a sizzler by Davis. A sizzling offering. That's what I couldn't get out of my mouth. Sizzler. He was trying to throw it really hard. Sailed just wide. Grizz still have possession, of course, and will look to work. From behind, Chapman takes a shot just wide right of the net. And once again, Shelso back, and the Grizz will have control once again. 13:05 to go here, right before halftime. More people filing in here to Washington Grizzlies Stadium to check out some lacrosse on a beautiful day, and there's some up on the M as well. 4-2 Grizz. Of course, you can get us up on the M, then you really have good internet. From the top of the box, Cornell. Will feed it down, goal line extended to Reuter. Want to go skip pass, and they do. Chapman, I believe that was him with it. Now they'll feed it back up top. Actually, that is Cornell. Has it right side. Spin move, works it back to his left. Finds a friendly stick to throw it to. And Jordan will give it off. He'll work it now. Goal line extended right. Chapman, can he save it? Nope. He tried. That pass low, and Chapman trying to make like a goalie, which is not the easiest thing to do with a regular stick, I can tell you that. Portland State possession. And Garrett Stevens, who has been known to make clears and score goals by himself, trying to do it again. Stevens again gets past the Montana D. Runs right down the middle, feeds it to his right, and they'll look to go to work from there. That's Pierce with it for Portland State. We have a whistle. And we're going to have a penalty against Montana. So it's a 1-minute penalty. But you would call that a 1-minute minor as Cornell sent off to the penalty box. A minor means that he can be released on a goal. A major penalty is unreleasable. So away we go. Stevens has it behind to look to work it around. Portland State possession. They're trailing here 4-2, 11:45 to go before halftime. Pass comes up top to Lund. He'll crank it up, send it wide, and Portland State retains possession. Hadar having a point behind. He'll take it from here. Gives it off to Pierce. Now they'll work it back up top. Lund will settle it down. They'll work it now to George right side. Trying to find somebody to get it to. Lund back around. And again, they'll look to work it inside. Nice, that's a tough catch. A quick shot by Pierce, and that is wide, and it will be Portland State possession A heady run, though, by Montana defenseman Cody Dems trying to get possession, just didn't get back there fast enough. And oddly enough, when you see lacrosse players running with the stick out towards the ball, that's why. Doesn't matter whether or not it's your body. There's a shot in the goal, and a nice low shot there fired by George. He cranked it up and fired it home. So George the goal at 11:06. And the man-up goal makes it a 4-3 Montana lead. Aaron Leopold will come out for another face-off. He has been the third guy that they've used, other than Hadar, and actually maybe basically those two. But Edmund has been those two. Montana's had Reuter take all of theirs. He wins this one by himself. He's won all three here in the period. Lost the ball, though, as he had it poked away. And we have a whistle and a foul. It's a loose ball foul. So that will give possession back to Montana. Well, Montana will look to work here. Or run something similar to a 1-4-1, it looks like. Or now it's a 2-3-1 set. Having a lot of motion within it, though. Pass comes, goal line extended. On the move, there's a shot. It's off the side of the net. Thought for a minute there that Davis was going to score, but it ended up hitting the side of the net. Montana gets it back. The feed comes up, and it does it go in? It does! That is what you would call a oops goal. Whatever gets Reuter in the book, right? So Reuter draws an assist from gravity, among other things. That's an unassisted goal at 10:27, with 10:27 left here before halftime. Grizz have a 5-3 lead. That's called the ball bouncing your way. This time the face-off cleanly won by Portland State. That's their first face-off win here of the quarter. Hadar, who again is pretty proficient at that, wins that time. He has a goal line extended right. Looking to try to go to work. Pretty effective defense here by Montana. They have been quite physical, but they've also controlled the possessions here in the first half. George from behind looks to feed it in front, and Montana forces the turnover. Kruger with it. Kruger along the sideline far side, goes across with the pass. Good catch by Davis. Davis in the box left side. He'll look to work. Actually wants to dodge now. He'll bring it back up top and settle things down. When you have numbers, you want to work the numbers. When you don't, you want to get your guys who are used to being on offense out there. Bishop works it over right side. Now they'll work it point behind, and Shelso will feed it from there. Grizz will work it around this 2-3-1 set. Now in the hands of Wenzel, who looks to dodge from the top. Wenzel on the move. Gets checked up high, no call. They'll work it back around, and Bishop with it. Goal line extended left, now left front. Coming in front here, quick shot, and it sneaks in. Kent Davis getting some work done. Davis the goal at 8:57 of the second quarter. And that will give the Grizz a 6-3 lead. So the Grizz will go to work with Reuter on the draw. And it's back to Leopold for Portland State. Casey Miller working one way. Reuter flips it towards the attack area. Montana wins the draw. Shelso will give it off. And now Davis looks to go to work. Davis, one of the tri-captains. Gives it back to Shelso. Now they'll work it back to the top of the box and reset. Charles Evans will give it off. Now into the hands of Wade Jordan. They'll feed it to Dan Finnegan. Now the attackman look to work Shelso. Getting towards the pipe. They'll back it up the point behind. Shelso now wants to dodge from behind the net. Shelso in front. Lost it. Loose ball. Let's see if they call this a shot. They will. Montana ball. It was chased down by Jordan. Anytime you get close in front and you make the ball ends up anywhere close to the goal, they're going to call it a shot. So the offensive team gets some advantages in this game for certain. Shelso behind. Now wants to dodge once again. He might actually get a screen if he wants it, and instead he opts to give it back up to Charles Evans. Evans works it out to the top of the box. Whistle. And it looks like we have something going on. Oh. We have youngsters that are wanting to get too close to the action. They wanted them off the rail, and basically without a net back there, you don't want anybody sitting behind the goal. Not even at this distance, just because of the way the ball bounces. Just not your typical rubber ball, believe me. Hannon with it, gets it behind now. Looking to go to work. Evans in front, lost it. Ball loose in front of the crease, picked right back up. Actually, that was Davis. Quick shot attempt not there. And that'll be picked up as coming out of the crease is Court. Portland State now looks to clear. 7:14 to go here, second quarter. Grizz lead at 6-3. 6 different goal scorers so far for Montana. Had a check, but no turnover forced as it's picked up by Hadar. They'll look to work it with George behind. George still with it, trying to find somebody to feed it to. He'll opt instead for the midfielder, Hadar. Comes out of the box right side. Give it back up top to Lund. Lund on the roster is an attackman, but he's definitely more of a midfielder type. Working around the Gale. Gale from point behind. Lost it. Ball comes out. Easy ground ball there for Montana. Beaton just said, all right, I'll grab that one. That'll be a piece of cake. Gets it ahead. Good pass and catch by Finnegan. Finnegan will do the clear for Montana. He'll look to work it toward the box area. Instead gives it up to Bishop. And Montana looks to go to work on offense. They'll get their offensive-minded midfielders out there. Bishop with it. He'll give it off to Mills. Now into the hands of Hannon. Now behind Shelso. As they look to work it around here and look for something simple. Either an opening or an opportunity to dodge. And try to lull Portland State to sleep. Shelso from behind looks to feed up top. High pass. Wenzel tried to one-hand it. It's saved by Mills. He'll pick it up and look to reset. Of course, you look at ground ball numbers. Every time the ball hits the ground, it's a ground ball opportunity. Flag down. It'll be a penalty on Portland State. Shot taken and a save registered. And I believe that's unofficially the first one by Court. What we have right now, though, is a penalty. A 1-minute slash. It's a releasable foul, so it's a 1-minute minor. Comes at 5:11 to go here in this first half. Grizz 6, Portland State 3. This is our second man advantage situation. Portland State scored on theirs. This is the first one for Montana. Evans works it around. They'll get it right side, not go point behind. Notice on defense that Portland State will not worry about the ball going point behind. If they attack, Montana will look to attack from there. Quick pass, and that time that pass not executed the way they wanted. It goes out of bounds, and it will belong to Portland State. Evans was trying to get the pass to Bishop and go right to left, but the pass was not close enough for Bishop to even try to attempt to get. Might have been affected by a poke check there, but Portland State now with a chance to clear, and Montana is going to 10-man ride this. That's where every person is being covered in this situation, and that's a check out of bounds. Good check there by Kruger as he uses the body to force the turnover. 4:33 to go. Still a man-down situation for Portland State, so Montana with the advantage. But they'll have to hustle. Bishop will get it in. Now into the box it goes, and Davis has it. Bishop walking near the top. Gives it back to Shelso, now back to Bishop. They'll get it to Davis and look to try to get something going here. Down to 4:10 to go. And the man advantage is over. Portland State back to even strength. Shelso looks to feed. Quick shot from the right of the goal. That will go wide and out of bounds. It actually went off of Korick, who was able to stand strong there. So he'll get credit for his second save of the game. 3:52 and counting here before we hit halftime. Grizz 6, Portland State 3. Bishop from up top works it to the right side. Now double team. Now looks for help. Gets away from everybody. Bishop in front takes a shot, and he's stonewalled right there as Korick stands strong and makes the save. 3.5 to go. Korick will take his time on the clear. He's not being pressured. He's trying to get subs out there. Loose ball, briefly loose, picked right back up by Sherman. Korick wants to clear. He's directing traffic. Korick will actually take it all the way across, and Portland State stays on side, I think. Nope, they went offside. Or did they? They had 4 on side, and it will be an offside call. It will give Montana the ball, and the Grizz will catch a break there because once you look back on the tape, there's going to be 4 Portland State players behind or on their side of the midfield stripe defensively. You need to have 4 back there if the goalie comes across. And there's the shot that makes him pay. Charles Evans with his second goal of the day. Timeout, Portland State. 2:55 to go here before halftime. Evans, the clear, gets into the box, takes the shot, and makes the goal. And that puts Montana up 7-3. Face-off will be coming up after the timeout. And boy, oh boy, it has been quite a day when you look at this for Montana. They've had 7 goals. 6 different players have scored a goal. Bishop got it started at 13:44. I'm looking at the wrong tab here, trying to find out. There we go. For Bishop, that was his 8th goal of the year. Chapman then from Wenzel at 11:56 of the first quarter. For Chapman, his 5th goal. And then after Portland State tied it at 2, Evans got on the board. And for Evans, that was his first goal of the year. So he now has 2. His first and second coming today. Wenzel added a goal, his 3rd. He's also drawn an assist. And then the Grizz have scored 3 in a row. Reuter with the floater from somewhere way downtown. In fact, to be more exact, he might have been on Mount Sentinel when he threw that in. At the 10:27 mark. And then Davis at 8:57, Evans here at 2:25. So we get back to work. Speaking of Reuter, he's back on the draw. This works out behind. They went behind Hadar and Portland State won it. That's 2 draws that Portland State has won, and then promptly stepping out of bounds, the Vikings. One of the unidentified guys on my list, 23. So Montana with possession. Beaton has been strong in net so far. Beaton looking to clear. Beaton looks, he does clear. Montana onside. Still onside. Quick shot in front. That's a goal. Great break work there by the Grizz. That's one of those, to steal a basketball term, delayed breaks. The Grizz get the goal from Chapman, his second of the day. Did not see who actually, I think that would have been Chelsea with the assist. It comes at 2:20. So the Grizz have scored twice, 35 seconds apart. They control things now 8-3. Face-off win for Montana. Kruger on the wing, able to secure the draw. Here come the Grizz again. Chapman has it again. Face dodge, shot at a goal! Chapman's red hot. He has scored 2 straight, his third of the day. The assist to Davis. And the Grizz, 3 goals in a 50-second span. They lead it 9-3. And for the first time today, Dominic Petrilli will be taking the draw. And wins the draw. Beat Chapman that time. Ground ball, and he'll pick it back up. The Grizz have been dominant on the faceoffs, and really that's been a key. They've taken care of business on the draw. Chapman back with it. He's been red hot. He has 3 goals and 2 in a row. Grizz now look to will settle it down with 1:34 to go here before halftime. A 9-3 lead. Boy, at this rate, they're going to have to play all games at Waugh Grizz. Another feed by Shelso that time, and it's stolen away. That's a good play by Korik, the goalie. Picked off that pass that was headed just to the left of the goal. Portland State looking to clear. Trying to manage to clear. Ball loose once again, down to 1:05 to go. And that's a nice clear pass. A great catch, a move in front of the net. The ball's loose. Beaton couldn't get to the ground ball. It's still being battled for just at the right front. And Montana, Beaton looking to come away with it. He has the biggest pocket of everybody there, and finally he's able to secure it. Meanwhile, he gets that one taken away. Portland State gets it back. Beaton has to go get his stick. That ball loose and out of bounds, and Montana's going to come out smelling like a rose. Beaton double teamed that time, and somebody finally managed to poke check the stick away. So they'll try the clear again. Loose ball rolls into the box, and Montana will have it. Down to 27 seconds left. Down to 20. Montana looks for one last dodge. Davis has it up top. He'll look to dodge from the top. Goes to the left. Cranks it up. Shoots. Saved by Korik. A rebound shot and goal! Kent Davis working hard for it. Unassisted at 9 seconds. Grizz 10. Portland State 3. They have scored the last 6. This time, Hadar will get the draw for Portland State. Battle there, and this is going to take up the rest of the quarter, more than likely. Montana will win the draw. Won't be able to do much with it, and that's it. So they'll get the face-off win, and the Grizz have been taking care of business. They score 7 second quarter goals, hold Portland State to just 1. And at halftime, it's the Grizz 10, Portland State 3. We're going to step aside for a little bit. We'll keep the feed going, but you're going to hear some scuttlebutt in the background, but, that's okay. But you are locked in. It is Grizz Portland State Lacrosse on Lax.tv. You know how much time's left on the tape?
A lot! I mean, 273 minutes.
Yeah, 273 minutes. That's good. Yeah. I think you're fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just leave it on this one.
Might as well. Yeah.
Take a week, stretch my legs. Woo. Ah.
It's really. tomorrow we're going to actually, I have to get my old stat sheets out from back in the day. Kind of modified one here. Grizz lead it 10-3 here at halftime. We're about another 3 minutes before we get started with action here in the second half. Thanks for being with us and joining us on Lax TV. Ben Catley here with you with the call today from Washington Grizzly Stadium. Not the normal place that the Grizz play their home games, but they're playing this weekend here, both today's game and tomorrow. They'll play Washington State. It's a noontime Mountain Time start. That's 2 Eastern. And then they'll turn around, and the way it looks is that in late April, they're adding something here to Washington Grizzly Stadium that's going to just add to the atmosphere. It's one of the best college atmospheres as far as football goes that you'll find anywhere. But they're adding lights. And sometime, I believe, in late April, they are talking about playing a game under the lights, and that will also be on Lax TV, I believe, as well. So we'll see how that goes. And, of course, part of that is because, yes, it's a new venture, to say the least. They have lights here at Washington Grizzly Stadium. Boy, that's just going to add to atmosphere, and guaranteed that, well, not guaranteed, but we'll have to wait and see if one particular game with one particular team actually ends up going night vision on everybody. But we are at the half. It is 10-3 Grizz. It's been a big game so far for J.D. Chapman. He has 3 goals on the day, leading Montana. And on the other side of the coin, Portland State has been shut down. They had just 1 goal in the second quarter. Pierce, Stevens, and George, the goal scorers for them. We'll see how they come out here and go about things as we get ready for the third quarter, which is just around the corner. So they run down the final minute plus the clock. Looks like both nets are standing up and ready to go. Grizz going through their final bit of warm-up. Portland State has done theirs, and we'll get ready and get started here with the second half in just a moment. So the Grizz back here tomorrow. There will be a game at 9 in the morning. Portland State will play Montana State tomorrow at 9 a.m. And then the Grizz will turn around and play Washington State. That will be at noon. And that's a game we'll have here on Lax TV. Again, starting at noontime. Just about ready here to get going. Last seconds count down. And the only thing we're short right now is Frazier. That's all right. I can keep going. But he's probably hustling his way back up here as we speak. One of those things that you learn about lacrosse, it's a short halftime, so you better have everything close. And the one thing with all the construction going on here to get the lights set up, the one thing that isn't present right now are a lot of open bathrooms. So that makes it interesting. So we're going to get wingmen who are going to get checked for their sticks here as we get ready to start the third quarter. Speaking of, the cameraman has returned. Frazier's back. Everything's good.
There you go.
And as soon as we get done with stick checks, we'll get the third quarter started. Tony Sherman working on the right side on the wing here for Portland State. Right next to him on the Montana left, that will be Henry Bishop. Same usual suspects on the draw that have been most of the day. Reuter working for Montana. Bishop thought he had it. And actually there, so did Kruger. But Portland State wins the draw to start the third. Montana has owned the scoreboard. They own the face-offs in the second quarter. 10-3, Grizz lead it. Portland State has a lot of goals to get here in a short time. especially when they have been denied it a lot. The Grizz have controlled things with basically time of possession, which really the only way you can check that is number of shots. But the Grizz have held on to the ball quite often through the first half. Portland State starts with possession here in the second after the win on the draw. George trying to find something. He went from right to left and now looks to reset. Gets around a poke check and then gets leveled. That will be a foul. Everybody throwing flags that had one. And this will be an unreleasable. So the penalty will go against Montana's Scott Kruger. It's a hit to the head, and it will be a 2-minute non-releasable penalty. So the Grizz, for the next 2 minutes, will be down a man. We've seen that a couple of times today. Actually, in the Montana State-Washington State game, they had a 2-minute penalty as well. So Portland State has 2 minutes to try to work something here. And it doesn't matter. They can score whatever they want to score. From the top of the set, shot and a goal. Speaking of, as Portland State ends the run, Lund with the goal. The assist to Hadar. And that comes a man up at 13:46. Now remember, it's a non-releasable foul. So Portland State can score as much as they want. At 2 minutes must be served. And with that, of course, you got to change your face-off strategy too. It works behind Hadar, and Portland State's going to secure the win. So that's 2 face-offs in a row. They have 1. Stevens looks go from the top. He'll take a shot. That time he's turned away at the door, courtesy of Beaton with his 3rd save. Loose ball. Grizz look to clear, and that's not easy when you're down a man. Ball gets loose. Portland State back with it. Pierce with it. And of course, the other thing about a non-releasable foul is that you can be quite open with your offense. You don't have to keep the ball in the box. From the top, another shot cranked up, beating the save on that fire offering by Lund. Beaton wants to clear, fakes a pass, now looks to take a little bit closer to the box, finds a friendly stick, and Reuter will clear it. Reuter, far side, trying to stay in bounds, does, gives it up, Chapman with it, and a flag goes down. It is going to be Montana ball and will even things up. Chapman, depending on what happens, of course, with a foul, loose ball. And there's the whistle. It's an offside call. So that should be just possession. Well, we're about to find out. The official who threw the flag is near the table. It's a 30-second technical foul. So this is where, if you're Montana, you're 5-on-5 now. The ball will start outside the box. Once it gets in, you'll have to keep it in. So you can do one of 2 things. You can either hold on to the ball, and then let's see what they do. They're going to have them restarted here. 12:19 to go, 3rd quarter. Once you get in the attack area, you got to keep it there. And of course, you don't have to go into the attack area if you don't want to. At this rate, and just kill off the penalty. Or kill off the penalty you have to worry about. Kruger, meanwhile, doing some push-ups before he comes out of the box and gets ready to have somebody fill his void. Well, that ends the penalty. Portland State back to being a man up. So it's 5-on-6. There's the shot, and the goal doesn't stop the Grizz. That was a laser by Davis. He had to reach up on the left side and catch it, and then fired it home to get that goal back. 11:40 to go. So Montana killed off the 2-minute penalty and then gets a goal on top of it. So Davis with the goal at the 11:40 mark. That was a heck of a catch on that pass, too. Face off this time, Chapman will win it for Portland State, or at least I thought he was going to win it, but he lost his stick. Instead, the Grizz win it. So here comes Montana on the attack. And right now, trying to get away from trouble is Petrilli, who won the face-off. Petrilli, by the way, the only player on the Montana roster from Montana. He's a product of Missoula. Grizz will look to set things up here. Bishop has it, top of the set. They'll work it into the box now to Chapman, right side. Chapman wanted to feed it back. Bishop, though, wasn't there and available, so they'll have to reset. Jordan now has it left side. Gets it off. Davis gives it back up top. Now they'll work Bishop. Spin move. He'll left-hand it. It looked like it was deflected in front. It's going to be picked up by Korick. He's going to look to clear. He'll get it back to his defenseman. Loose ball out of bounds. Montana will get possession. Work better hustle. He is slightly out of position. They'll let him get back in the crease before they start. 10:22 and counting here, third quarter. Shelso behind the crease, now looks, feeds it up top, left side. It's a catch, almost a shoot situation for Finnegan. He thought better of it, though. Jordan now works it over to Chapman. He had the 3 goals today. Shelso back to Chapman. They'll work it back up top. Finnegan now around it to Bishop. Bishop will back out. He'll look to dodge. Bishop face dodge, moves right, stops, spin move, feeds it back around. Jordan now with it. They part the way. He'll take a shot, and somehow Korick put his stick out there and managed to save it. Montana, with some good hustle there, maintains possession as Shelso outran the Portland State defender Curtis Kitsky to the ball. Quick in front, quick shot. Korick to save, loose ball in front. It's a crease violation if Montana gets it. Portland State does instead. And that's 2 big saves there for Korick. Here come the Vikings. They'll make the clear. Now they'll look to set the offense. 9:17 to go here and counting third quarter. Grizz lead it 11-4. At point behind it with it now is Lund. He'll feed it off, and again they'll look to go back to work. Will Portland State. At the top of the set, Stevens. He likes to bull dodge. Looking to work his way in. He'll take a shot and find the corner to his liking. Stevens, his second goal of the game. And that'll make it 11-5, Grizz. So Portland State gets back to within 6 on the Stevens goal at 8:54 of the third quarter. Tell you what, that guy, when he gets started, he is hard to stop. He's already had a goal today to where he cleared it himself from goal line extended in his defensive end, dodged through the entire Grizz defense and scored. That was goal 1 for him. Goal 2 comes here on a bull dodge from the top. Quick work in Montana once again. Good work by the wings that time to get it done as Jordan secures the face-off win. The teams have split the 4 draws here in the third quarter after Montana dominated that category in the second. It's much like the first. Spin move. Davis looking to get around a man. Has it outside the box, now back in at top left. I'll give it back up. That's Jordan with it. Now up top, looking to Don. Here comes Cornell. Takes a shot and turned away by Cork. Cork now looking to clear. Montana looking to get some pressure. We have a whistle. And an infraction. A loose ball infraction called against Portland State. So Montana possession. Davis into the box, now out. He'll give it back up top, and Cornell looks to work. Cornell works it into the right side. He'll go behind right with it. Shelso wants to dodge from point behind. Actually, now he'll think better of it. Goes goal line extended. Big catch by Evans. He had to reach up and get that one with one hand. The shadows now covering the near side here at Wa Grizz. It's been a gorgeous day otherwise. Jordan to Chapman, goal line extended right. They'll feed it off, and now looking to work from the top is Mills. Mills looks to dodge. Comes to the right side and ran right into a wall. And a flag goes down as Hadar picked up the ball after being the wall. And now we'll have a whistle. And we got something else going on. And some wolfing going on, to say the least. Flag all the way back. And that will probably be on Cornell, who Hadar just stood him up. And then once that happened, Cornell with a retaliatory slash. And they'll actually have the penalty will be served. Will be served by Mills. So Portland State once again with a man up, 7-14 and counting here, third quarter. They need some goals. They're trailing 11-5. Even more of a crowd filing in here to Washington Grizzly Stadium to watch this one today. Up top, Lund shoots, scores. Bounce shot. Nikolai Lund gets the goal. Pierce with the assist. 6:54 to go, so they've scored a couple of goals 2 minutes apart. And Portland State now has cut into that lead again on 11-6. A mandatory stick check after a goal. I think the funniest stick check I've seen this year, there was this athletic goal, and I don't remember, I think it was a Syracuse player had it. Just this amazing goal that he was behind. It was basically a backward shot between his legs. Yeah, they checked the stick on that one too. Doesn't matter where you go, you got to have the stick checked. Get ready for the face-off here. And they're waiting. Reuter locks it up, beats Leopold straight up. Reuter feeds it into the box, shot taken and another save made. And I tell you what, coming up big here in this quarter is Court. Loose ball picked up by Portland State. Now the ball on the ground again. Montana secures that ground ball. And now looks to work. To the top of the box. Here we go. And that's cranked up, a shot and a goal from the top of the set. That is called a laser from Shelzo. Well, that ends the Portland State run. Oh, wow. Shelzo took a little bit of a hop step and then sidearmed it. A low shot that just kept on rising, and Cork did not have a prayer. 6:24 to go, so that's 30 seconds apart on the goals. Petrelli will come back out and look to work the face-off for Montana. He'll go up against Leopold. And the face-off looks like the Grizz will win again, and they will because they have been released in the box. Ball will still end up loose. Portland State had it momentarily. Now there's another ground ball. Grizz looking for bodies and the ball, and the Grizz come away with the ground ball and start working it upfield. Whistle. And that one knocked out of bounds off of Montana. Portland State will have it. Can't fault Charlie Forsythe there. Boy, he was delivering a good piece of work there. Getting the ground ball while everybody else was looking for bodies. Here comes the solo man, Stevens. He lays someone out. Stevens looks to bull rush again in towards the goal. He'll shoot. It's wide. Portland State maintains possession. Garrett Stevens likes the Bulldogs. He will run people over. Just in case you didn't think lacrosse was a contact sport, there's evidence as to why some people like it, that it's a contact sport. Bordering on collisions. Stevens from the top of the box looks to work against the short stick. Double team, fired it high. The goal were 8 feet tall. It would have had a chance. But he was getting highly harassed that time when he cranked that up. Reuter with some good D. Now from behind, Gale. Haven't really mentioned a lot of the Portland State attackmen today. They haven't had the ball that much. Gale looking to feed. They try to do a one-timer to Stevens. The ball loose, out of bounds, and with Lund back there, Portland State gets possession, and not a good sign here for the Grizz as Beaton comes up limping a little bit. He might have taken a stick off the back of the leg there. Portland State with 5:05 to go, third quarter, leads at 12, or trailing 12-6 to Montana. Lund lost it, got it back, and boy, he has been given a hard time here. That's going to be a hold. It should be a hold one way or another. And it's going to be a loose ball foul against Montana. Well, boy, oh boy, Lund was been given the business that time by Zay Barta. Barta on defense just blocking him up. Here from the top. Once again, Hadar looking to work. Pass comes to the right side, loose ball. And it's picked up there. No ward called, although Pierce could have drawn one. He'll give it off instead to Gale. Seth Gale works full line extended left. Trying to get around the dodge. Does. Takes a shot. Beaton met him out. Beaton went right to him and makes the stop and the save. His fifth of the day. And now here comes the clear attempt for the Grizz. 4:10 to go here, third quarter. Grizz will clear it. They lead at 12-6. Davis with it. He'll back it out. And he'll send it off to a friendly pocket in Evans. Evans works from the top. Evans on the dodge. He'll take a shot. And that's stopped by Court. His eighth save. Portland State on the clear. Here come the Vikings, clad in green and trailing by 6. Pierce with it, gives it back up top. It'll settle on the stick of Lund, and he'll look to go to work. Lund looking around. Comes goal line extended right. Now looks to settle in, catching their breath a bit. Lund comes goal line extended left with it. Lund will take a low shot. It's a hopper, and it will go to Portland State as somehow, some way, they're able to win the race back as Gale outruns Beaton, who's still limping. Portland State with it. Lund will get it over on the side of Leopold. Leopold back to Lund, and he wants to dodge. So he'll back it out and look to work. Here comes Lund, face dodge, and a shot and a goal. That was a laser from 10 yards out, and he has a couple of nice things to say to Charles Evans on the way back to the bench. Lund's second goal of make that his third goal of the quarter and of the game. That one comes unassisted with 2:50 to go. It's a 12-7 Grizz lead. And we're back on the draw. Petrilli, we have an infraction instead. It gives it to Portland State. The Grizz have won 4 of the 7 draws here in the quarter. And this has been a pretty active scoring, well, the last 2 quarters, really. I believe that's Pierce. Lost it. It was Pierce who lost it. It's picked up by Montana. Montana. Dems had the turnover and then turns it over, trying to get the ball back to Beaton to set up a clear. So Portland State will have it with 2:20 to go here, third quarter. Grizz lead at 12-7. And this is where you're noticing a little bit of the depth situation that you run into when you're looking at Portland State. It only has 6 bodies on the bench they can go to. And this is why Portland State's going to take some time here. It looks like they're working clock. They're just trying to conserve energy. They've been picking their way back, though. Here's goal line extended left. Gets it back to look to reset. Spin move there and a flag. That's going to draw a slash. Gale's still with it. He'll look to feed it behind and they'll lose it. Now another flag's down. Wow, there's 2 penalties. So 2 Montana penalties coming up here. That's a 1-minute call, and then we have 5 with a slash for 1 minute. They're both releasable, but Montana will be 2 men down here with 1:46 to go. If you ever look for key points in a game, here's a key point in the game. Can you hold off a 6-on-4 for a minute? Clock at 1:40. Up top, they'll look to move it around. Moves it to the left side. Pierce tried to drop it off. Now they look to go in front, loose ball. This will come towards the midfield stripe. Portland State can't keep it in play. It goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Montana. So now what they'll look to do, what Montana will look to do, is they'll trade off here, get one of their long stick middies off, or at least, well, with Raphael Lawrence's case, he's been playing that long stick midi role. There's the clear. Davis has it in the box. Double team. Davis a face dodge. Now the goalie will come out. Corrick came out for a check. Davis wasn't having any of it. Face dodge again. Davis stays with it. He'll go through another double team. That's running the circle by yourself there. Bishop now point behind. 52 seconds left. He had it checked away. It won't matter. Because he killed off, between he and Davis, they killed off most of the penalty. We're back to even strength. Loose ball at midfield. Ball batted around a bit. The battle for it's going to go to Montana. Good piece of work there by the Grizz to get the ground ball. Dems ends up with it. Quickly ahead, 30 seconds left. Here comes Montana on the attack. Wenzel has it in the box. He'll feed it off Chapman right side. Chapman will get it back, and now up top, it's Shelso working from top left. 15 seconds and counting. He'll work at point behind, 10 seconds left. Got to do something here. Mills has the goal line extended left. They're taking too long to do anything. Now finally Bishop looks to move. Spin move, takes a shot. Is it good? It went into the net. They say no. No, wait a minute. We have a disruption of service as the officials will talk about it. They wave off the goal. No goal. So Portland State finds their way back in this game with a 4-goal third period. Montana held the 2, and we are done with the first 3 quarters. 15 minutes left in regulation in this one. It's Montana 12, Portland State 7, as we get ready for the 4th quarter of action. Wow. just had a feeling that they weren't going to get anything off there in that final 30 seconds. They waited too long and were trying to not really get out of their offense. But there are times you got to pick it up a bit and make something happen. Unfortunately, there for the Grizz, they waited a second too long. So after that discussion between the two officials, they decided that the goal did not hit the net before time expired. And I believe that's some of the questioning going on now. Lund with 3 of the 4 goals. Stevens had the other. Now Tucker Sargent, the head coach, is debating that very fact. The goal was shot before the horn sounded. And I'll be honest with you, it's been a while, so I'm not 100% sure exactly whether it's the ball crossing the goal line or if it's the shot leaving the pocket. Well, whatever was going on, we'll get back to work here with the fourth quarter. And this has been a game where it has turned a bit in Montana's favor, or it did in the second quarter, when they won 7 of the 9 face-offs in the quarter. At last quarter, they won 4 of the 7. They split evenly the 6 that happened in quarter number 1. And it's been mostly Max Reuter getting the job done for the Grizz, between him and the wingmen. That one works out behind Reuter, and again, it's a wingman who picks it up in Jordan. So Wade Jordan looking to clear, needing some help, so they'll have to go back into the defensive box to get it done. Beaton gets it around, and oh boy, was that a run-over job. Talk about bull dodge. Spin move there. There's the shot by Chapman, turned away. Well, hello to that. That was Jordan on the delivering end. And the receiving end was Nick Kruger. Sorry, Nick. Sorry about it, but your name got mentioned in the wrong form. Here's a spin move from point behind for Portland State. They trail by 5. Early moments here of the fourth quarter. Shadows creeping out further here at Wa-Grizz. The press box now really causing some havoc with that. Shot taken, it goes over the goal and out of bounds. It will belong to Portland State. Lund will start it up here for the Vikings. Lund looking to work, and the Grizz are boxing it up at the moment. Loose ball, but picked up by Gale. They'll go from left to right, and a quick shot stopped cleanly that time as Beaton getting it done. But however, the clear attempt goes awry. Pass out of bounds. Portland State will get it back. Beaton with 6 saves we have him for. Vincent Cork on the other side has 9 for Portland State. The Grizz have just been peppering more shots on goal. They've had the ball much more often. But the second half has been a little different. The Vikings have gotten back in this game because they've been able to possess the ball. One spin move gets it back up top, and now they'll look to work once again. They'll work it behind. Lund left front with a shot off the side of the net, and Beaton with it. They'll look to clear here for Montana. 12:54 and counting, fourth quarter. Grizz looking to clear. And an infraction, it's a ward call against the Grizz. So that will give it back to Portland State. There are loose ball fouls, and then there are possession fouls. If you commit a foul on a possession, you lose possession. If it's a loose ball foul, then the team that gets called for the loose ball foul loses the chance at that possession. Right now we have timeout on the field. And I believe this was taken by Portland State. So time on the field, 12:46 to go here in regulation. And the Grizz lead it 12-7. You're watching here on Lax TV, you can see by the shadows that, well, the press box is starting to cover a little bit more of the field now. It'll get a little bit more pronounced as this fourth quarter goes on. Of course, as long as they can see, they'll play, so that's not an issue. I don't think we're going to run into that today. Certainly won't run into that tomorrow. Doubleheader here tomorrow starts at 9 a.m. with Portland State and Montana State. And then Washington State will play the Grizz at noon. And so we'll be back with you on Lax TV at noon Mountain Time. That's 2 Eastern Time tomorrow. The Grizz and the Cougs tomorrow. And what's interesting about that is there are a lot of people that I know in this area who are Coug graduates. Here's Portland State looking to work as we get back to it. Down to 12.5 to go here in regulation. 12-7. Montana leads it. Face dodge attempt that time by Gale. He had to ward off another check. Up top to Lund. Fakes it, now gives it back up to Pierce. Now back behind to Gale. They're working around Hadel with a face dodge. Hadel with a shot, and he scores. Found the corner of the net.
Goal by number 1.
And Hadel will get them even closer. Or Hadar, excuse me. So Hadar at 12:09 here of the fourth. That'll make it a 12-8 game, and Portland State has controlled things here in the second half so far. Both teams' number one face-off guys going to work, and Montana wins this draw, or I thought they did. Had that appearance. Instead, it's Portland State. Hadar ended up having to go back to get it. Pierce gives it off, wanted to get it to Gale, gets it back instead after Gale could not secure it. Pierce now in the hands of Stevens. He wants to dodge. That's pretty obvious. That's his first move. I'm looking to run people over. That's Neil Bateman, by the way, 23. Been trying to figure that out today. Now back to Stevens. Looks to face dodge. Wants the left hand and got the shot off as Beaton was taking the approach to him.
Goal by number 1. Portland State.
So Stevens, the unassisted goal at 11:21, and business just picked up at Wa-Grizz. It's 12-9 now. The Grizz has had a big lead at times today. They've led by as many as 7. They now lead by only 3. And it's a 3-goal difference in the world of lacrosse. That's nothing. Portland State has scored 5 of the last 6. And 6 of the 8 goals here in the second half. Face-off win, another win for Portland State. They have controlled the draws here in the fourth quarter. Lund with it. They've also controlled the possession time. That's given them the chance. Bateman with it. Works up top. Bateman works to the right. Bateman wants to shoot, and he scores.
Goal by number 23.
Bateman an unassisted goal at 10:55. Well, you wanted a little bit closer game. You got it now. 12-10 as Portland State has taken control here of everything but the scoreboard. Hadar back on the draw against Reuter. Reuter looking to try to work it out. Hadar works it behind him, goes back, tried to pick it up. Still a loose ball, and we have a whistle. This will be a loose ball foul. One thing you don't ever like to see is a face-off when determined on an infraction, but that's what we have. Portland State possession, and here comes Stevens, the clear man. The long-distance dodge coming up here for Garrett Stevens. Comes to the right. Stevens a face dodge. Stevens in front, had it poked away. And Montana gets possession of the ground ball. Well, that was a big defensive play there for the Grizz. Loose ball at midfield. Ball still being kicked around. And finally picked up by Montana right along the sideline. He goes out of bounds and off a Grizz stick. Give Kruger credit that time on the defensive end and that stop of Stevens. I think it was him and Charles Evans that actually combined for that. Kruger ended up with the ground ball. So the Grizz now are going to pressure on the clear as much as they can. And with this, they'll have to take the pass route to the clear. Portland State will when they do. And that pass, once they got it cleared, you got to get it to a guy who can do something with it. Long stick to short stick at that short of a distance, not a good thing. Grizz ball. Speaking of looking to clear, ball poked away, but there to save the day, at least for the moment, is Kent Davis. One of the tri-captains on this Grizz squad clears it. Gets it into the box right side, now looks to set up and look for more of his friends to come in. Davis, meanwhile, getting around the poke checks of Sherman. Davis comes right side, takes the shot, knocked down. It was knocked down in front, Portland State ball. Sherman had it poked away from him. Davis trying to get it back. It goes off his stick and out of bounds. At least that has been, no, it wasn't out of bounds. It was still in. My bad. Shelso has it now for the Grizz. They'll change things up on the midfield line here for Montana. Wenzel has it now, top left. I think they got almost everybody. Now they have everybody they want out there. And Wenzel's going to look to dodge. Wenzel gets by his man. Wenzel shot and save made there. Corrick up to the task. Montana will 10-man ride, trying to change the flow here of the game. They'll double team the ball and now go back to going 10-man ride as Shelso marking Corrick. Pass up top. Comes clear, or here comes the clear, carried in by Kevin Love. Love a face dodge. He'll shovel it off, and Portland State can look to set up now. Lund with it, left side, goal line extended, goes behind. Lund to try and get around the stick checks here of Barta. Portland State, again, trailing by 2, 8:18 to go here in regulation. Now backing out. Hadar now gives it off to Gale. Gill comes to left front, not goal line extended. Looks to work it behind. And Hadel, an attackman, looking to work against a midfielder, Mills, with a short stick. He'll come in front, turned away. Good save there made. This will go out of bounds. It's Montana ball. 7th save of the day, unofficially for Hank Beaton. Now they'll look to clear. They'll get it up ahead. There's Mills. And he'll clear it for the Grizz. Mills comes across. Gets past one guy. Mills looking. Still looking. Comes out of the box back towards midfield. He'll get it off. A nice reach and a catch there made by Finnegan. He'll go behind Shelso. Works it now left side. And the Grizz will work it back up top in the hands of Bishop. He'll give it off. That's Jordan. Wants to work from the top. Jordan now works it to the right side to Chapman. He has 3 goals today. Back up to the top of the box and now backing out. Here comes Bishop. He wants to go to work. Bishop looks to dodge. Face dodge right. Cranks it up, fires it high. Grizz ball. They had 2 behind in that situation. Cornell was back there along with Shelso. And Cornell will give it to Shelso for the restart. Down to 6:53 to go. Grizz lead by 2, 12-10. Spin move Shelso behind the net. He'll look to feed it at the point. Found nobody, and it goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Portland State. So Portland State with possession with 6:44 to go here in regulation. Stevens looking to clear. Looking to be the one-man clear. Into the box he goes. He'll feed it this time. Gives it up to Lund. They'll work it right side. Hadar. Back to Lund. Lund will work it to the box, or to the right part of the box. Looks to go behind with high pass. Somehow controlled that time by Gale. Gale looks to come in front. Almost had it taken away. Had to keep the stick with him. Kept possession. There's the float. That's out of bounds. A little bit extracurricular activities going on there, but Montana gets possession. So we have substitutions. Wade Jordan gets the restart going. Beaton will give it up. And Shelso comes into the defensive area to get the clear. He'll take it all the way down into the box, and now the pass comes up. Here comes Montana. Cornell works a goal line extended left. Clock to 5:52. 12-10 Grizz. Spin move. Oh, Bishop went to go get it back to Cornell. Cornell will pick up the ground ball instead. Down to 5:38. Wicked shot from the left front. That one missed wide off the stick of Bishop. It's Montana possession. Montana doing a good job of getting the pressure going here. They have not been the dictator of things here in the second half. Shelso on the crease area behind the net. Gives it up top, shot in the goal. Quick shot taken there, and the goal scored by Andrew Wenzel. So Wenzel gets his, I believe that's his second goal today. It is. This one, it draws an assist from Shelso. And Shelso now, with his third, make that his 4th assist of the day. We got him for 4. 5:28 here, remaining in regulation. Grizz can breathe a little bit easier. It's a 13-10 Montana lead. Face-off, though, still being battled for. Grizz will secure it. Or at least they did long enough to get the face-off win. Their first one of the quarter. Stevens with it. Big check in the midfield area, but no call, so it was clean enough. And that was Wenzel who came up with a check. Looking to work up top here, it's Bateman. Now Portland State looking to try to settle in here. Stevens has it, point behind. He'll give it off to Lund. Lund wants to work towards goal line extended left. Lund now out of the box. He'll give it up left top, or I should say mid left, up to Hadar. Ryan Hadar, main face-off man for Portland State. Had it checked away. Hadar has to go back to pick it back up. Down to 4:22 to go here, 4th quarter. Grizz 13, Portland State 10. Stevens looking to make an approach. Now triple team lost the ball. Ground ball on the ground, picked up. I believe Stevens somehow stayed with it, didn't lost it again. And now it's picked up, that time by Kruger. Kruger makes the positive side of the mention, Fletcher. on picking up that ground ball. He was run over earlier by Wenzel on a straight-up dodge. Hadar with it now left side. Spin move. Wants to go to the front. Now gives it up top instead. Bateman. And this is one of those things where if you're Portland State, you got to attack, and that was the thing you were doing earlier. You didn't hesitate. Now they are a bit. Lund comes from left or right to left, feeds it back up top. Bateman, after it hit the ground, picks it back up, trying to get around the checks of Kruger. They'll have to back it out and settle it down. Hadar backs it out. 3:13 to go. If you're Portland State, you got to pick it up. Hadar feeds it to the right, and a hop shot. Good shot taken by Bateman. But it hopped over the crossbar and out of bounds. Portland State ball. 3 minutes, 1 second remaining. Substitutions for both teams. Portland State with possession down 3. Seth Gale with it. He wants to crank it from the left side. He got hammered as he took the shot. It's wide. Pierce back there for Portland State. He'll pick it up and look to go. Doesn't like that ball. He wants another one. Down to 2:50 remaining. Pierce gives it to Gale. Gale will feed it up to Lund. Now they'll look to move it around from left to right top of the box. Bateman with the dodge. Who wants it now will back off. Leopold will get it. Back to Lund to Leopold, top of the set. Portland State trying to find that opportunity, that opening that they sorely need. Pierce goes from behind left, now to goal line behind right, the goal line extended left. Quick shot taken, and it looks like Montana's going to get that one. They do. Kruger and the goalie both out. Beaton and Kruger beat everybody else to the punch. And there's a reason why they didn't want Pearson didn't want that ball. It's not good enough. Grizz get possession back. Beaton might have very well got a piece of that shot, too. Beaton looks to give it up. They look to clear. Mills has it for Montana. Mills will cross the midfield stripe successfully with possession. There was a ward there not called. That's what Lund's wondering. Ground ball, Portland State gets it back anyway. Clock down to 1:50 left, down these final 2 minutes. Once you're on offense, you got to keep it in the box, especially if you're ahead. Montana with maybe possession after that turnover. They're able to get it. Loose ball in front. Battle for it. Pierce trying to fight off 3 defenders. Can't do it. Grizz get the possession. 1.5 to go. Nice chest stop there by Davis. Davis knows that once the ball gets in the box, it has to stay there. Now he's in. Davis, face dodge, comes to the front, takes a shot, cranks it high. That'll give the ball back to the Grizz with 1:15 to go with 2 back there. Shelso will work from behind. Shelso point behind. Spin move with the cradle in the left hand. He'll switch it to the right with 1:05 to go. Shelso still with it. Grizz working some offense here, trying to get people moved around. And the goalie's even coming out looking to double team at times, especially on anybody coming in front. They're going to look the pressure. It's almost like an empty net situation. There's the shot, and the save is made by Portland State. I think that was a midfielder that actually made that stop. Not on my list, but nonetheless, Portland State comes up with their 11th save of the game, and it wasn't the goalie. Ball right on the edge, picked up by Montana. 22 seconds left. They're going to look to kill the rest of the clock. Davis will just hold it, no matter how much he's going to get beat on. And boy, that was a slash like no tomorrow. Davis lost it. Now the slash will take place. Tony Sherman was almost trying to hit Davis like he was batting practice. It's a 1-minute slash. It's a non-releasable, but with 5 seconds left, it doesn't really matter. And I think in that situation, Sherman might have hurt himself. That hand doesn't look good. Once the ball's in the box, it'll have to stay in the box. But Montana won't care. Whistle, timeout. Timeout is called. They ran a couple of seconds off. And now there's the horn sounding down below. They ran 2 seconds of clock off. I wonder if Montana had timeouts. Because basically all that Davis had to do was step in the box and let the clock run out. Crowd makes their early way to the exits. As this one is almost a done deal. Portland State gave it a run. There's 5 seconds left on the clock. Literally a big 5 on the clock right now. There we go. He'll step in the box. Will Davis, a spin move. And that will do it. Final score. The Montana Grizzlies, 13. The Portland State Vikings, 10. And the Grizz get it done somehow, some way. Portland State gave it a run, but by golly, that was a heck of an effort by Portland State get back into it. The Grizz, that second quarter when they outscored Portland State 7-1, getting it done. And Chapman, a big game, he had 3 goals. Also Lund with 3 goals for Portland State. A big day as well for Shelso. He finishes with 4 assists on the afternoon as the Grizzlies end up with a 13-10 win over Portland State. Well, that'll do it for this round of Grizz Lacrosse on Lax TV. We'll be back at you tomorrow. It's a noon Mountain Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Time start as the Grizz will take on the Cougars of Washington State. And we will talk to you at that point in time. Until then, Ben Catley saying goodbye, everybody.